3 minutes from 8:05. Yes, Anuprita, we will share the link of last session. Okay, let's get started. So, hello everyone. A very good evening. So, thank you so much for joining us today's session. So, again, I will welcome you to the Automation Vidyalaya. So, today is our fifth session of this series. So, I first of all, I hope you all are enjoying our these learning sessions. So for today, our topic is like Excel automation, and this is a very important topic because in our real life scenarios, in our real life projects, we have to work with Excel. So this is a very important concept. So I will request you please pay attention. And now let me introduce our a new speaker today. We have Soborno Banerjee, who is currently working as a software engineer in UiGDS. So, and yeah, I am Vivekananda Acharji. I will be the moderator for today's session. So before starting, if anyone of you has any question from the last session, you can ask now. Otherwise, we will proceed. And in chat, I think Apurva has already shared the recording links, so you can refer that. Okay, I think there is no question. So okay. So just some important point before starting. I request you all to please keep your mic mute during the session. And during the session, if you have any query, you can raise your hand or you can write in the chat. We will address those, but please ask questions. Don't hesitate. Okay. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's get started. I would like to hand over now to Shobhan. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vivek. I mean, that was really a great introduction. So I think, yep, Vivek has pretty much covered it, guys. So hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing good. And yes, as Vivek has already pointed this out, this is indeed really a very important aspect of the automation where you do get to do many real-time scenarios with Excel. I mean, suppose just imagine an industry, right, where it has lots and lots of Excel tasks. You can imagine that, say, a financial domain, say working on financial reports and many other, I mean, KPIs and stuffs every day, where they need to constantly deal with large amount of Excel files, right? So yeah, I mean, that is really something which takes a lot of manual effort. So just imagine they have like taken up 10 or 20 people who has like bare minimum knowledge of Excel. I mean, they don't know much about formulas or VLOOKUPs. There are many other things which are integrated with Excel, but say they do not know that, right? And they need to do everything manually then because the company needs to run. So in those cases, just imagine how automation is going to help in those particular domain where it just performs all those kind of, you know, complex hard business point, I mean business areas where it, I mean, it starts with say highly repeating and manual tasks, and it keeps on increasing till we get many complex, you know, scenarios and cases like that. So yep, in all those cases, Excel automation to the rescue. This is really an important aspect of automation. So yeah, with that, I mean, let's get started. So okay. Okay, so now exactly what is this automation, right? It is something, say, like UiPath has a lot of services it provides for us in order to achieve the Excel automation. So, you know, using UiPath.
Sorry to interrupt, Shravan. I think
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
see your screen.
Oh, is it?
If anyone like confirm,
Is it
No,
for
no,
everybody
it is
else?
okay. It is visible.
okay,
Okay,
maybe in my
It is
case.
maybe.
visible.
Okay, nice. So
Okay,
Vivek, can
everyone
you
can
try
see
to?
screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
okay, then
see.
continue. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you can continue.
No worries, man. So I think in that case, you can just maybe like
Yeah, I
rejoin
will
or something.
rejoin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
rejoin. Yeah, you please continue.
Okay, sure. No worries, no worries. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, right? So what is Excel automation? So using UiPath as a medium to perform repetitive tasks, right? To perform the automation, we are using UiPath as a medium. Now, why is that? UiPath is providing us with so many utilities and services with respect to Excel automation. There are so many integrations. So there are many complex things that you can perform just by using that integration, just by using a single activity. Just imagine so many data, right? But using a single activity, you are able to, I mean, capture out so many things. So yeah, this is how UiPath is useful to us. It provides us with all those integrations and utilities which we can use in order to achieve the automations, right? Whatever type of automation, it depends on the industry, it depends on the business, it depends on the requirement which comes to you. Based on that, UiPath has almost provided us with all kinds of, you know, necessary utilities to perform these actions. Yep, that is what Excel automation is, using UiPath as a medium in order to achieve what we want to get, right? And I told you why UiPath is important here, because it does provide us with lots and lots of utilities like that. So yeah, now coming to the need for Excel automation, I think I was discussing with you a while back, right? Just imagine this kind of scenario in a financial domain where say 10, 20 people, even more, are working on some tasks with bare minimum knowledge of Excel. And yeah, you can see how it can help. So these points seems to be bookish, right? By seeing all kind of bookish definitions, please don't get bored. Just imagine like this. This is just, you know, to make you, I mean, aware that, yeah, these are possible, these are there. But just think of it this way. Think of it and always try to think simple in this kind of thing, that how it can be useful. It can be useful because it does reduce a lot of effort. I'm doing something manually in say 30 minutes, and using automation, it's happening in 2 minutes or say 1 minute or even less, right? Depending on how you are building your workflow. That is how you, that is the need for Excel automation, to reduce this manual task, to reduce the repetitive task, and in order to also make it error free. I have also, I think, written one point regarding that. Let me find that out. Yeah, see, reduces the risk of human errors, right? I can make hundreds of errors. I'm not even aware of that. I'm typing something, say, even if I'm writing a formula which replaces values in some certain cells. Suppose what will happen if I make an, you know, error there? I don't write the formula properly. It will make all the data reflect incorrectly. So I don't want that for my organization, do I? That is why it is actually helping us with all these amazing features, and this is why we need it. Because yeah, automation to the rescue again whenever we want to make things simple. Okay, just keep this thing in mind. just don't get indulged in all the bookish definitions. But yeah, these are something you need to know that this happens. But yeah, whenever you're thinking something, always try to make things simple. Think it always in a straightforward manner. Think what is the first thing that is coming to your mind. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me take a pause here, guys. Any questions so far? Anything that you want to ask? Or and yeah, as Vivek has already mentioned, I mean, please don't be shy. Please come forward. If you have anything else you want to ask, even you can unmute and ask, no problem with me. But yeah, please don't be shy. And again,
Yeah,
consider
language
this
is
as a
also not a problem. You can ask in Hindi, Bengali, in any language.
correct.
So
Yeah, yeah.
please,
Even
yeah.
please feel free to do so. I mean, yeah, please come forward if you want to, if you have any doubt that you are having in your mind. Because see, what will happen is, suppose you don't ask it, right? You are somehow feeling that it is not right to ask. First of all, let me clear, there is no silly question. Okay, no question is a silly question, number one. And number two, say if you take the confusion with you, what will happen is you're going to lose the link, right? Suppose you are not understanding something now, and after say 3 to 4 such patterns, you won't be able to get a matching pattern, right? You won't be able to match those things, and you won't be able to link it. So I don't really want you to go into that area. So I request you, yeah, please, whenever you feel anything you want to ask which needs immediate attention, kindly unmute or type in chat, whichever way you feel it's comfortable, and please come up. Yeah.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So UiPath reduces the risk of human errors, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, we are performing one task in Excel, and
Yeah.
you gonna doing the same thing with UiPath. You're gonna train your bot to do the same tasks. At that time, if you raise so many errors, how I mean, how it's gonna reduce the risk of human errors? So, what type of workflow you will do so that it can reduce the errors or something like that?
Okay, see, I mean, okay, let me put it this way. Okay, say imagine, right, like suppose you have been given a task that
Hmm.
you need to fill up 10 sheets in a single Excel file. Okay,
Okay.
and 10 different sheets with 10 different kinds of values, and that too with say 10 different kinds of stuffs. You're able to imagine this, right?
Yes, yes.
So now imagine you being the single person doing this thing, and you need to complete this say within 30 minutes. That is important for a client presentation. Don't you think that while trying to hurry on those things, there might be a mistake made by a human, or maybe by you unknowingly doing something, say you are not even aware of that, you suddenly typed a say spelling mistake, or you said suddenly you have made a change in a formula, the formula was somehow incorrect, which is now because of that it is reflecting all the incorrect data in all the tables and cells. There might be a possibility, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how, I mean, bot can help? Whenever we try to train the bot, that always try to use this formula until and unless suggested otherwise, bot is never going to make that mistake. Is it?
Yeah.
Right? You're getting it, right? Bot is never going to make that mistake, because we are giving the bot with the data. We are telling the bot
Yeah.
that this is something that you will always use until and unless suggested otherwise. I mean, what do I mean by that? Until and unless there is a new change that is brought to the bot and bot needs to perform something different, then we need to again write a code and make the change and make changes in the logic. But until and unless bot will keep using the same thing again and again, be it the data, be it the formula or whatsoever, right? So does that answer the query?
Yeah, yes, I got that.
Okay, great. So yeah, that is how it reduces these errors. Okay, awesome. So any other questions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you tell me that bot have given me a suggestion, and that is all depend on me. I am accepted that or not.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand this. Can you reframe this question again? Yeah.
Like when I typing a email with Grammarly, so they suggest me this kind of word and phrase you have to use, and all depends on me that I select on this or not. So this kind of Excel work in bot in or
No. Yeah, see, that is one thing. Say if I am about to type a name, address, city of an employee, right? If I am about to fill those information, that is when I'm giving the bot the suggestion only one time that always use these values. It won't make a spelling mistake. That is fine. But let's take it this way. The bot needs to enter some amounts. What if suppose a human being is doing it and the human being, instead of writing 150, writes 180 or 2000? Do you think Grammarly will help? Won't, right?
Yeah.
There is no role of Grammarly there because it's not grammar related. So now you're trying to get the wide angle here. I mean, how it can be used. It can come to numbers. And what if there is a formula? Suppose you have put a formula in an Excel that for me calculate all the sum of these rows. And suppose you put the row number incorrect. It won't get you the exact summation that you want, right?
Yeah.
So no role of Grammarly again, correct?
Yeah.
This is how it reduces this kind of errors. There are so many things associated with dealing with data when it comes to dealing with data. So this is another example of that.
No. My question is that when we are writing in email, the Grammarly have given to option. So that's why I'm asking if I use in Excel automation, so they give me a option or they do it.
No, there is no option for you here. You won't be able to see this happening in front of you. This is going to happen behind the scenes.
That is little bit of.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, didn't you get it yet? Or
yeah, I didn't get it yet.
Okay, no worries, relax. No worries. When I'm going to show you the practical demonstration, you will get the feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry. I mean, chill. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. No worries. But yeah, for now, just imagine that suppose you have already given the set of instructions. The set of instructions are there with the robot. It will do its task. You just need to sit on the chair, relax, and have your coffee. That is what. Okay, I'll show you that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So any other questions, guys?
I have one question. So here I was asked, for example, I was asked to do fill a submission form for 300 users. You have first name, last name, email ID, phone number, everything. But there is an issue with the first name. One of the row, first name seems to be null, like NULL. So when you have that activity and you thought that I can automate using the UiPath, so obviously it takes first name as a null, not the actual username. So in that case, first name is a null, that will be inappropriate, right? So
okay, so this okay, let me tell you. So this question, it's directly not related to Excel automation. This is now pointing to data manipulation. Okay, so Excel automation, what is Excel used for? You are using Excel to store the data, right?
Yeah,
so you are maintaining all this information. So now you are saying something is coming as null, and you are thinking that it is going to be like that in the Excel sheet, and someone is going to see it, first name null, last name null, right? That is the concern. Yeah.
Yes.
So but that is not going to happen, because you as a developer is going to change the logic. Whenever you are going to put a conditional logic. All this I think will be covered pretty soon, but yeah, you're going to use a conditional logic that if this thing is a null, don't add it in Excel. Rather, just try to display some kind of error message or display it in a different way, but don't put it in my Excel where I need to contain all the valid records, right?
Got it.
Yeah. So that is coming from the string manipulation or data manipulation. If it is simple for you, it is data manipulation. Yeah.
We have the session for that also, data manipulation.
No worries. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that will be covered as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. So any other questions, or shall I move to the next one? Okay, cool. So now, yeah. Okay, this term seems to be surprising, right? Data tables. Now, what is this? Let me show you something. Hang on a second. Just get back. I don't want to confuse you with that one right now. Yeah. So say, for example, I am drawing this. Sorry, for some reason, my mouse is not working properly. Yeah. Suppose I'm drawing this. For some reason, the mouse is not working properly. Now say here, suppose there is something, say A, say B, like that. say there is a C, there is a D, and say here we have some information, say data. So these are some of the names in the headers, and these are some data. This is a structure that I've drawn. So by looking at this structure, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Rows and columns.
Rows and columns. But if I speak from entity perspective, right? What can I relate this to?
It's a table.
It's a table, data, table, right? Awesome. Now where you can put this and where can you see it actually in real life?
SQL.
SQL, I mean, yeah, that's like way above the line. You actually got him in way too fast. But yeah, SQL is there. But if we imagine simple, don't we see this in an Excel file as well?
Yes.
Right? True. So this is also there in an Excel file. So this is also, I mean, just imagine this as a data table as well. So this is also a data table. This is something which also looks like an Excel file. Now, what is the difference? What is an Excel file? It is some kind of an entity, right? With which we can do stuff. I can click on a cell, I can write something, I can delete something. I can do all those stuffs with Excel, right? I mean, I can see that. I can just click on something and do, right? But this, the data table being the representation of an Excel, we can't do all the click and stuff. We can't click, we can, click on this, go to this area, do some things and all. This is there in the memory of the system, in the memory of an application. It is representing an Excel for sure, but it is there in the memory. We can do things with this, we can do manipulation with this, but programmatically, not by using our mouse and keyboard and all. That is what a data table is, representing an Excel, but programmatically, virtually. Is this making sense? Is this clear? So no questions. Okay, awesome. So now getting back to the slide, let me do it again in full mode. See, this is what I've written, but I missed to say one thing. It is also known as a data structure for storing data, right? Just like we store some information in a string from yesterday's session, you were told about string, integer, right? Boolean, like that. It is also one type of a variable. So why data structure? Because it's like these kind of collections, we generally call them as a data structure, like an array, a dictionary. Similarly, we call data table as a data structure as well, which is also a type of variable. Okay, this is one extra thing that I didn't mention you just a while back. And yeah, you can see we can do the programmatic manipulation. This term is very important, programmatic manipulation. In Excel, we can do click, we can press delete from keyboard, we can do enter from keyboard, but not with data tables. We can do manipulation, but programmatically, by writing code. That is the difference. We can do any kind of things like filtering, adding data, removing data, and so on. Yeah, that's all. That's all you need to know. Any questions so far? We're good, right? Okay. So yeah.
So one thing.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, the data tables are stored as variables, as you said right now.
Yeah.
And there we manipulate all the things like the columns and rows.
Oh,
the
yes.
Data...
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. No worries. You'll get the feel of that in a while now. I'll be getting to that. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. So now let us move to the next. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I mean, that's all about theory. Not that's all about the session. Now let's get to the practical stuff, right? That is what will now make the most interesting part. Okay, let me get out. Sorry, I'm clicking this. I need to click on escape. Yeah. Okay, here we are. Whenever you create a new process, you get this main blank sequence, right? If you want, you can follow along. You can, if you want, you can also observe maybe something, whichever way you feel comfortable, right? Later you can see the recording and go through whichever way you feel it's comfortable. Okay, fine, no worries with me. But yeah, at any point, if you feel any doubts, anything, just, I mean, please feel free to ask. I mean, raise it immediately. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do now, let's imagine one thing. I actually created this demo process, okay, in order to show you the things. So in the demo process, what I did, I created a folder here called files. Inside that, I have created an Excel file like this. Let me open this up. Right? It contains 3 sheets like this. with
Yes.
just random data. Yeah. Just a name, city, and a phone number, nothing. I mean, yeah, nothing else. Yeah, that's it. So the first objective let's try to achieve is to read this Excel, right? If we try to train the bot to read an Excel, then only the bot will get all the data and do other stuffs. That's the first thing. Let's go ahead and do it. So what do we do in order to do that? See, guys, whenever, yeah, sorry, can you repeat? Yeah.
No, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, in order to achieve that, okay, first thing I just want to tell you before getting started with this, whenever you try to do Excel automation, the first thing first you should do whenever after opening the studio, go to this tab, project. You can see my cursor moving, project here. And here you can see this is one activity, right? You always check whether this is there or not. Now, the thing is, whenever you create a new project, you don't need to worry about this because by default, you get this 5 activities by default. Sorry, not activities. I mean, the dependencies. These are known as dependencies of a process. By default, you get this 5 dependencies. But in worst case scenario, or say that any point in anywhere that can be at any place, you don't find this. What to do then? Is it like you can't do Excel automation anymore? No, not at all. You can again get this back. How to get this back? Go to this option here. Okay, and let me again hide this. Yeah, go to this option, manage packages. Right? Click on this. Something like this would open up. Then you see an option here, all packages. I just clicked on it, right? This is the option. Now what do you have to do? Okay, so since we are dealing with UiPath activities, one faster way to get the results is to do another small trick. There is one view filters option at the top. Click on this and click this one as well, UiPath only. Let's say for now, we only want to include UiPath things. No other packages are allowed. So once we do that, now let's simply type Excel. Yeah, the one and only. No other activities related to this filter would match your search, but Excel activities. Simply go ahead. Currently it is showing uninstall for me because I have it and you all will also have it. No worries, but I'm just giving you awareness that if at all in future happens that is for some reason, say you got someone else's project to work on due to some reason and you don't find this, you can do it like this. Okay. Okay, cool. Any questions here or shall I move now to the part where we need to see how things work?
I have one question. For example, we don't have Excel activities on our in our PC.
Yeah.
If we are giving our colleagues workflow, in that they have Excel. Automatically, it gives us, or at that time it will disable the all Excel activities since I don't have that package in my PC.
So if I understood your question correctly, you are saying that in your computer or in your laptop, you don't have this activity and you receive a code file from another person who has that, who has used it earlier, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a great question. I mean, I love this question. So whenever you get something like that, say, for example, okay, in order for you to understand that, say, we were talking about reading an Excel file, right? So let me for now type here read range because this is what we are going to use. And in read range, we'll be having like 2 types of read ranges. Yeah, one more thing, guys, whenever you search something here, in order to follow along with this session, I highly recommend you to go to this funnel icon here and click, keep this option checked, classic, okay? Because we're going to follow all this thing based on this one at this moment to help you get started with your journey, okay? Please, I mean, make sure that this is there, this is checked. Anyways, yeah, coming back. So let me, type read range here. And as of now, let me just pull this one. Forget everything, why I'm doing this. Just say I'm pulling this in. So you can see this here, right? But if you did not have this, suppose your colleague has used this activity, here you will be getting an option of, dependency removed, something like that. I'm not remembering the exact text. Maybe Vivek, Gitanjali, any one of you, if you know what is exactly written, you can just tell me. But something like dependency removed.
Missing dependencies, yeah.
Yeah, true. Absolutely, spot on. Yeah. So missing dependencies, there will be, say, a single bar like this. You won't be even able to see these things. Just one white bar, and above that bar, it will be written as dependencies removed or whatever Vivek said. Okay. So then what you need to do, you will get an option, at the top, sometimes it comes up, repair dependency. Just click on repair dependency. UiPath automatically will take care of that for you, and you will get the option here again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so no other questions on this, right? Now we can get started with the actual thing. Yeah. So yeah, then you come to this one, activities, and here on the search, first, just to check what all are there, just simply type Excel. And you can, to follow along with this session, minimize the installed option. We don't need it for this session. Now we have a classic one as well. So 2. So whenever you find classic, use that one. And then you can see under Excel, so many things are there. Don't get worried. We are just getting started. So we will go there one by one. We will reach there, but one by one. So under Excel, you see that we have this Excel application scope. Let's get started with this. Why I'm doing this? Okay, suppose I am not doing this. I'm not doing Excel application scope. I was looking for what? Read range. I can get the option here, right? Let me bring that in. So what it is expecting? It's expecting a sheet name. Let me go to the properties of this activity. So this is, imagine this as a service I dragged in, and this service is expecting something from me. Then it will give me something in return. This is how these things work. These are the integrations. Okay. So what is this? What is this activity expecting from me? It's expecting a sheet name and it's expecting a range. But where is the file? When on which file it will perform? Does it know? Is there any option that you can see? What is the error? If I highlight, activity is valid only inside Excel application scope, right? Just forget the the last part, Excel application card. Just remove that from your head. Just consider this one, Excel application scope. It is only valid inside that. So delete it. Now bring this guy in. Now why this is important? Because this is what will help us to determine which file to use. Here it expects a path. If we now go to the properties here, so you can see there are many things that it expects from us. So this is the path, and we won't be giving these two for now, because with whatever Excel file we'll be working on, it does not have any password. So just forget this as of now. Whenever if any say file is password protected and the client needs you to handle it using UiPath, you can provide a password here, but just don't worry about this now. Okay, just make it simple as of now. So here we will be providing the path. So let's do that. Let me go and copy this as a path. Here it is, right? Yeah, someone is saying something. Sorry.
When we use read range workbook, it did not give that option, right?
I know. Don't worry about that. We will get there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be definitely getting there. No worries. So what did I do now? I just provided the path. So there was one error right now. It is gone. Now inside this, let me drag this guy in. Read range. This will help me to read contents from an Excel. And we have already told this guy that you will always be using this Excel file as of now. So it's going to use the same Excel. And now we have 3 sheets in this file. Just imagine we are going to read the sheet 1. Okay, okay, let's start simple. Let's start with sheet 2 here. The last one. Just imagine that we're going to use this one now. So here, let's say we want to read all of this. And there is no other information in the Excel as of now. It's a very simple thing. We just need to read all of this. Let's do that. How do we do that? First, we need to give the sheet name correctly. Sheet 2. And what's this?
Range.
Absolutely. This is a range. So what's that? The part where which we want to read. So now let me tell you this. It starts from A1 and ends at C4.
A1 to C4.
If you now go ahead and do this, it will work. No problem. A1, C4. Awesome. Okay, let's see what we get first. We did this. That's it. And one more thing. It should give something to us, right? In return, we didn't do anything. Now we need to do that. This is what I was talking about, that grids and bars. But yeah, we won't be able to see any of that. Let's see how. So create a variable here. You remember from yesterday's session, right? Control K. And then to give a better name of this, to anyone who is going to look into my code will understand, I'll give a DT. They will understand this is a data table. And then let me give a name, say sample table. That's it. And enter. Okay, done. As soon as I do that, by clicking on this and focusing on this, I go to the variables section. I can see it is created and the variable type is data table. Shantanu, did that answer your question now? That it's a variable type?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, okay. The variable got created and see the scope is do, right? Why? Because we use this inside the do scope. we can change it like this. This is already discussed yesterday, right? You guys are aware of this. I don't want to bore you there. Okay, so now we got it. And just for the namesake, let me type a write line and simply write here done. No worries, nothing to do with this session. Do not worry about what I'm even doing now, which I'm toggling a breakpoint. No worries, all will be covered. Why I'm doing this? Just to show you how the data table will exactly look like. Quickly, let's have a look. Okay, compiling activities. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay, now the flow starts and yeah, execution started. I can see it in the output. Good, good. Go ahead, go ahead. And yeah, it's like the flow is paused, and under the variables, I can see that I have created this right a while back. I'm just hovering over this GT sample data. Let me click on this pencil here. Not exactly bars and lines, but you can imagine this, right? Under name, we have Smith and Peter and Shane. Under city, we have Los Angeles and Florida and New York. And under phone, we have this rubbish data. 2234, 2235, 2236. So getting it, a visual representation, right? It's there in the memory, it's there in the, we can't, do anything with this, right? It's not like Excel that we go and click and do this. It's not the case. But again, still we can do the manipulations like filtering and removing and adding and so on. Okay, let me take a pause here. Any questions so far?
Did you run this in debug mode or you just ran in the normal?
No, I ran this in debug mode in order to pause the execution deliberately here so that you can see a view of this.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but yeah, like don't worry about all these topics. It'll all be covered. Yeah.
Okay. I think Krishnendu had raised his hand. So Krishnendu, do you have any question?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm told that to share the Excel sheet, but okay, when I practice it, I make it my own. No
yeah. I mean, nothing much here, just some rubbish data which has of no significance, right? If you try to call this number, nothing will happen.
Yes.
Yeah. No worries. But yeah, sure. If you still want, I can give it to you. I mean, that's not a problem at all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
So another question we have, I think, why did you use do activity?
No. Okay. This is okay to whoever this is. I mean, whoever has asked this question. What is the name? Can I know?
It is already built in, correct?
Sorry.
Do activity is already there in Excel application scope. Am I correct?
Okay. See, so this is not an activity. This is a type of a workflow. Okay, it's a sequence. I hover over this. Look at the type. It's a sequence, right? I mean, yeah, it does come under activities. But don't confuse this with the activities that we are using. Yeah, it's a kind of a wrapper. Consider this as a kind of a wrapper, a container.
Like we are having do while loop, in that also we are having body, right?
Correct.
In that same way we are having do, correct?
Yes. Correct. So whenever you see this kind of thing with the type sequence, or there is also another flow chart, I do agree. I mean, they come under activities, but don't exactly relate this with the activities that we are using, because these are all the integration and utilities. So what is this? These are like all the wrappers, flow chart and sequences. Under this, we wrap a group of similar tasks. So under sequence, what we do, we just group together a list of similar tasks that we want to achieve. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I just was asking, I thought you put this do sequence, but it seems that the Excel application has this by default, right?
Yes, you're asking it has the file open, is it?
No, I'm asking that this do sequence was already there when you inserted the application scope.
Yes, it was by default came. So when he dragged the Excel application scope, by default, like it came with this do sequence.
All right.
It is
okay. I do apologize for not getting that right away. I'm sorry, but yeah, true. Vivek is right. Yeah. So whenever you try to drag this kind of application scope, right? Again, let me search the exact thing.
Show again.
Yeah, I'm just typing the exact thing. See, that is also something which is possible. I'm typing the exact thing. It is coming here. See, it comes with this sequence too. Correct. You are right. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Okay, so then what happened is we tried to read something which is just file here, right? In the file we tried to read this sheet, and then we got a data table which we just now saw. But we tried, I mean, see, whenever we tried reading this, we have provided this range, correct? But in real time something might happen where you don't know exactly where it ends, right? I don't want to make this complicated for you, but for now you can go with this trick that suppose whenever something starts from a certain location, suppose from A1, you don't know where it ends and there's no other content in the Excel file. If you go with this simple approach, you can simply come here and put A1. That's it. No other thing is required because you know it starts from A1. And if we now again debug this, oh, it didn't work maybe. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I think we won't be able to see the data table. Sorry, I didn't pause the workflow. Just one more minute. Yeah. We should be able to see the same data table as an output.
You have not closed that Excel.
No worries. It still works. And I will explain you that even.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the magic of Excel application scope actually. You don't need to close an Excel file. And I would say very good observation that you are observing these minute things. This is going to help you to, like observe some stuffs. And then even if something is happening beforehand, you can see that and you can take timely actions as well. Yeah, good. Okay, so going to the data table again and hitting on this pencil icon. See, same thing, right? But I just given A1. Yeah, that is what I was saying. If you don't know where it ends, simply provide the start range and forget everything else.
Okay.
And you know what another cool thing is, since it starts from A1, you don't even have to give anything here. But yeah, this doesn't work for places. I mean, if it starts from any different, say, cell address, say it starts from J12 or say M20, then you have to provide it. Otherwise, bot won't be able to know that. We are not training the bot with the script, right? It won't be able to know that. But yeah, just to show you this, not to waste much time on this, but yeah, just to show that this also works. Okay, let's quickly have a check. Same thing, right? No difference. Awesome. Yeah, that's what. Okay, and yeah, just to have a quick demonstration, in sheet 1 we had the same thing started from J12. So instead of A1 or nothing, if I give J12, it will show the same thing, but there is no end range. You can see only the start range. Was it not in J2, J12?
I think you need to change sheet name.
Oh man, yes, correct. Awesome, great.
Yes,
Great for debugging that. Congratulations from my side. Yeah. Correct. Yes. So you're getting the skills of debugging as well. You're observing. Great observer. Great. Awesome. Okay. Come on. Let's be fast here. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. You get it right? Exactly that we were seeing here. Till Tony, Florida 1238. And that is what the last data is, right? Okay. Awesome. So now what's the purpose of this Excel application scope? Earlier I was showing another read range also, right? I'll be getting back to that in a while, but what's the purpose of this? I'm just doing this? No, I mean, there can be a lot of things. Excel application scopes uses, suppose there might be like different sheets as well, not a problem, but the main role is using a single file. Suppose this is one file. say I'm doing multiple stuffs. Say the next thing I want to do is add one thing here, another thing here. Then suddenly I remember, oh wait, I need to delete this here. So all of this stuff packed inside, everything one by one. It will give me that kind of wrapping where I can perform multiple actions within the same file. That is when this Excel application scope will will be helpful, and I will personally advise you as a best practice to always try to use Excel application scope whenever you see that you are about to perform multiple actions under the same file. And yeah, sheets can be different, not a problem, but the file is same. You can go ahead and use this because you need to do multiple actions one by one, right? Getting the point? So then we are going to use this one. So yeah, let me just show something here then. So we read the stuff. Then what's next? The next thing is say, what I was reading here, sheet 1, right? Let me get there. Okay, let's play with this then. So now say I want to add some things here. I want to add some things here. Say no, line by line. Okay, 2 things at once. Let me show you a simple way to do this. We have something known as right cell under the Excel, classic Excel right cell. Okay, let's drag this in and let's now delete this for a while. We don't need this anymore. Okay, as soon as we drag it, there is a red dot. What does it say? Value for a requirement, activity argument text was not supplied. Yeah, I know that I need to supply something here. That is what is missing. Otherwise, what to write, right? There's no use of this activity then. Let me provide something. What is that? Let me add anything. Say I want to add things in J18, K18, and L18. Okay, so let's write a new name, say Brad, and Control C on this activity. Control V helps me to repeat this. Control C on this activity, and V again helps me to repeat this. Okay, and then let me change this. Okay, we also have to change this one, right? So what was that cell address again? It's J10, right? J10, then let's write K18, and then here let's write L18. Oh, not all Brad, right? Let me give something else, and let me here give, say, some kind of rubbish values. Okay, let's see what happens. The job of right cell is just to write, something at a particular cell address. Okay, yeah, it's done. Right. Did it do it? It looks like it did, right? Yeah, J18, K18, and L18 now have been filled. But say imagine I had also some data below. Now this is just to explain you. Don't confuse this with some kind of real business use cases. There might be very complex things that might come, but just try to understand how things work. So say below, let's add some other names. Say James, and then something here that doesn't make sense, and something here that doesn't make sense. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to delete this. I don't need this. And along with the delete operation, I want this guy to move up. Just like we do, right? Just like we do. Delete, shift cells up. You getting it? Let's try to do this with UiPath. Okay, so let this right cells be. You have got the idea of right cells, right? I can now delete this because I've just shown you how this is writing it with the help of the cell addresses here. Now, let's go ahead and do this delete. So how do we do this? What happens when I simply type delete? Let me come down. Okay, first of all, let me go to Excel. Not like this. Let me show you like this. And let me minimize the installed one. And here under this, okay, what can we use here? So we have a delete range. And what else? Under processing, I can also see I have an insert delete columns rows like that, right? Do you think this will work? Do you think this will work? What happens if I drag this one in? It says number of rows, position, and sheet name. Do you know what will happen? Any guesses what will happen? if I use this, suppose I put number of rows as 1, let it be. Suppose I put the position, okay? I know that I want to delete this one here. And this is row number 18, right? On row number 18, I have this content. That is what it is asking for. Suppose I put 18 here and 18, and I put the sheet name as it is because I'm playing with the same sheet. So any guesses what will happen if I do this?
It may insert or delete the whole row.
Whole row it will delete. You have James, David,
Yes.
everything. That also
So
will
you
delete.
know that is
Yes.
going to be catastrophic, right? We don't want that. There might be many important data here, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely
So you
right. Absolutely
James.
right. Yep. So I can show you by running that. That is what it is. Yeah.
Here you have not included J. That's fine.
No, yeah, that's fine. That is
Yeah.
expecting of a type integer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me quickly see what happens. I mean, let us all see what happens. Yeah. Okay. I will be stopping this. Don't worry about all this stuff. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what happened. I think this was there below, is it? Or it worked? Wait, let me go to the properties. Why that happened? Change mode was add. See what I did? I added a row in that position. It was insert or delete rows. If I would have done this, it would have removed. Okay, we learned a new thing in that meantime. Okay, let me revert it back. I don't think it works that way, but yeah, just do it like this. Okay, yeah, because this option was add, and if I now try to run this thing again, it will do the same thing as Sindhu suggested.
How do we know that position expect just integer? I was thinking.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, let this finish real quick. And these are also good questions. So yeah, that happened, right? We didn't want that. So important information that was not related got deleted. So we can't use this. And how do you know it expects what? Even, when it comes to this, right? Say I'm providing sheet 1. I click on this plus sign, or there's another way. I click on this, go to properties. And here, see, I am able to see all of this at once. So I go to this 3 dots here, right? Click on this, it opens an expression editor, and here it is written which data type it is expecting.
Okay.
Similarly, same for this, and we can do it like this as well. I can click on this directly, and you can see it expects an int 32, means 32 bits of integer. It can hold a maximum of 32 bits of data. Okay, in integer.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So that is what. So anyway, delete, we can get the field, so we can't use this. So then what's delete range? What is this? This is what will help us. We can give the range here. What does this range expect? It expects a string. So like this, we simply have to provide, you know what to provide, right?
18 to 18.
Yes, perfect. See, you guys are learning already. I mean, go ahead and you can try on new things, man. I mean, awesome. Okay, that's it. One other thing. What was the other requirement? Okay, I need to add some more stuffs here. Say, okay, forget about this part here. Let's say Brad and some rubbish like this. Okay, so as soon as this gets deleted, I want this to come up, right? That is another requirement. How do we do that? Go to here, go to the properties, and we have this shift cells option, shift up, right? This is quite, I mean, this can be guessed, right? It should be shift up. If we do entire row, that will not be shifted up. Okay, so let's do shift up, and let's simply run this. Okay, compiling. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay, let's check what has happened. Oh my God, why? Any guesses?
You have not select the checkbox.
Exactly so. Until and unless I don't check this, this has no effect. Is this clear? Until and unless I don't check this, this has no effect. I deliberately
Okay.
did this, guys. I deliberately did this. This time it was not a mistake, but I just wanted to show you. Okay. I just wanted to show you that until and unless we don't do this, this is going to have no effect. Now, let me again add something here, something here, something here.
We are going to delete row and shift up the.
Yes, select the
Okay.
shift shells, because until and unless we check that, shift option will have no effect on this operation. Okay. Yeah.
We have to look for properties every time.
Yeah.
How?
That's the most important part. Whatever you use, I mean, all kinds of activities, whatever activity you use, not only Excel automation, that's the most important part where you need to focus on. Done? We got it?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. So I will leave you guys to explore more, but one other thing I need to show you under Excel, under this table, and here we have a right range as well, right? Now, what does this do? So I have collected it using a read range, right? I had a data table. Let's not play with data tables at this moment. I'll show you in a while, but I want to say, write this up. So which sheet I'm dealing with? Sheet 1, right? So this one. Say, I want to write the exact same thing here as well. Just like that. I mean, just I want to, why I'm doing this? Because I want to see how this works. That's it. No other reason. So I have read this. I will paste it here just to see how read range works. That is the task of read range. I have read it. I got the output in the form of a data table. I can use the same data table to write anywhere I want in the Excel file. Okay, let's see how it works. Sheet name, no change. Okay, I can delete this, right? Guys, no issues with that. And then I simply use the same data table. Okay, now if I go into the properties, this time let me speed things up. There is an option called add headers. Can you guess what will happen if I keep this unchecked? Any guesses? Any guesses will do the trick.
It will not add the name, city,
won't be added.
These won't be added. That is what you're saying?
Yes.
True. You got it right.
Is not set.
Correct. The output will start with Joe, LA 1234. Okay, yeah. That's what's gonna happen. I'll leave it to you guys to explore more. There are so many things, but yeah, let's keep on moving, because this is gonna help you to get started. There are many advanced concepts as well. I don't want to scare you with those, and considering the time limitation. Okay, so let's keep on moving to help you get started with this journey. And here, just to show you this real quick, add headers. Let me keep it as it is and have a quick run and see. Okay, but yeah, again, as I said, whenever you want to say, reach out to me for any clarifications, any queries, please feel free to do so. It's not only that we need to do this in this session. Even when we are not doing any sessions, please feel free to do so. I'm going to be there. No worries. Okay. See, we got it. Yeah. That's what. Okay. That's what right range does. Okay. Enough with this. We saw a lot of this. Huh? So what was that about? What was that about? Where is that thing? Yeah, it's coming from system file workbook. What is this about? Right? See the difference here. It expects a workbook path. Okay, let me give this for now. Sheet name, let me use that same one, say, and range. I know that it starts with J12. I don't want to mess that up. So because it starts from here. Okay, even I mean, we also have a data here, but no worries, it's the same thing. So let me put it here. Okay, let's imagine that this was not there. We just performed a test so that it went there. But yeah, let's start from reading this. So J12. Okay, and same thing. It's going to give us a data table. Add headers option is checked. Why? Because we will be having those headers as an output in the data table. Okay, I don't see the variable. Do you know why? Because as soon as I deleted that Excel application scope, whatever variables were contained inside the do sequence all got disappeared. Let me create again. This is a drawback, so please be careful while you deal with your codes. Okay, because that was under the do scope, right? So that's why it got deleted. So now we have a variable which is a data table. Okay, let me again go ahead and add a write line which doesn't do anything. It will help me to just pause the execution as of now. Quick, let us do it real quick. Toggle breakpoint and run. Is it going to be a success? Is it going to be an error? Any guesses? Okay, you got a very limited time. And let's see, any guesses? Error or success? Oh my God, it's an error. Why? Just like we were doing things flexibility, right? In a very flexible manner in using Excel application scope. We can't do it like that here. We should be very much aware that this cannot be opened. This should not be opened. Look at the error message. This is being used by another process because it is open in my systems. I mean, CPU is consuming a memory right now to use this file. Okay, so not gonna work that way. Okay, now we are careful. Okay, let's see. Debug. Again, why debug? Just to show you it's the same thing. Okay. The only difference is that it's not directly using the file entity as a reference. See, same thing. It is directly accessing the file from the system, working in the backend, generating the data table for us. What's the difference? This is much faster. I might be not doing those kind of things, like writing things, deleting things in an Excel file and all. But yeah, again, do you remember the slide? Let me go just a step back. We can do this, right? This is what we are going to do. So yeah, real quick. Okay, same thing. Now, what can we do with data tables? So what did we read right now? Sorry, I need to open that Excel file once for the reference. Okay, what I want to do, say I want to add a new guy below, or maybe two guys, or just one. Okay, for instance, just imagine let's imagine I want to add only one. Okay, so I have a variable now, right, which is a data table. How do I manipulate programmatically? There is one way I can do this, but yeah, okay, okay, I don't want to show you this now. So now let me type here data table. So you can see which one? This, add data row. So why this? Because whenever we want to add something in data table, just always remember this, that is always a data row that we add in a data table. Okay. This activity is going to help you to do that. Now, in this activity, we have three different things here as an input. So the simplest way to do this, I'm going to show you, is using array row. The most simple way to do this. Worry about nothing. Remember from yesterday's session, we can create an array like this. Just do this. And what do we need to give as an input? Simply pass what we want, whatever we want. We just know that under name comes a name, under city comes a city, and under phone comes a phone number. Just do this. Exactly in that same order. Okay. Name. Okay, maybe like this. City, just something which is of no sense, and let the number be like this. Oh, this is an array. I can't use, different types of variables. I can't do that. I can only use variables of, values of the same type. Okay, remember this. In array, I can't suddenly use an integer, and I can't combine that with a string. Okay. I have done it. And what else? I need to give the data table as well. Okay. So remember, as soon as I give array row, and as soon as this is left blank, as soon as I give array row, this is ignored. This property is ignored. This property will have no significance. Data row. Okay. Now, once that is done, so this will help us to give something. Let me quickly check the properties. If you're missing out on anything, we don't miss out of anything here. It's directly gonna update the data table. And let me do a write range. And not this time, I'm not going to do this, because remember what happens if I do this? It expects an Excel application scope, right? This is the error. Only valid inside the scope. So alternate way is to do this. This processes like sometimes are very much fast and helps you to do stuffs very well. I think it expects the workbook path. Okay, use the same thing. I could have used variables as well, guys. Okay, you can also try this out. You had the session yesterday. Make use of your variables and workflows and try to do this same thing whenever you are doing it offline. Okay, sheet 1, and let me use the same table, but say let me this time try to make the difference starting from the same sale address. Why is that? Because we are adding something here, right? And we want to see the change here only. So that's why I'm not trying to make any address changes, any location changes. I'm simply trying to add this here. Okay, that's it. and then come back here. One more thing we were missing on that, add headers, right? Otherwise it would have been starting with Joe, and we don't want that. We want these. Okay, so that's it. Let us have a quick run, and remember we need to close this, right? Otherwise we would be running into errors. Simply I'm going to do run file, no more debugs. Let's see what happens.
So we are adding a row into the Excel workbook, right?
Yes,
so
we are doing that.
We need a right range workbook. We already added that row.
No, that is not going to reflect in Excel. That is only going to reflect the data table. Remember? That is just adding it to the data table, but not to the Excel. See, after the run is completed, what happened here? It got added here, right?
Yeah.
Let me delete this again. Let me delete this up. Let me run this for you. We only have the reference with us. As soon as the process execution ends, the reference is gone. The memory is washed away. Okay, getting it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was thinking that we need to add only row.
No, that's the difference. See, again, check this. Virtual or programmatic representation of Excel. This is a huge difference, right? It's a variable. We are only storing the, we are only changing the variable, but not to the original file. Getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, is it there?
No.
Yeah. Okay, all clear? Now, what else? We added something. Let's display everything. We have an activity called for each row. Simply type this. You're going to get this. Bring this up. Let's do the same thing here. And what happens as soon as we do this? This activity gives us these two things. One is the for each row here. We already get a variable here like this. And in here under the in, what does it expect? Click on the plus, click on open in advanced editor. It expects a data table. Now we already are working with one. So you're going to use the same thing, right? Click on OK. Now what is this? This is representing the current data row of this entire table. And it comes with a default sequence body. Okay, it comes with this. Now let us try to display things here. We can display things with the help of write line. Okay, we can see it under this output here. Okay, and what do you want to see? So current row is our current row. It's pointing to the row. But what do we want to print out of that row? We want to say print. Oh, we don't have the Excel open, right? But you remember, right? In the Excel, we had a name, we had a city, and we had a phone. So we can get this information by simply putting a dot after the current row. And as soon as we do this, and if we start typing item, see it come up. And followed by brackets, we now give the name of that column. The best way to do this is to give the name of the column. We can also do with numbers, and it starts with 0, it starts with then 1, 2, 3, and so on. 0 is being the first column, 1 being the second column, 2 being the third column. Okay, but the best practice to do it is always by using a column name as a reference. Suppose tomorrow somebody changes the position of your columns, right? This is still going to work. Getting it? Okay, so let's simply try to log this out. Let's simply try to see whether the name is coming. And this only, simply leaving it like this is not going to work. Why? Hover over the error. It says cannot convert from object to string. This is an object. Okay, how do we convert to string? After that, put a dot and simply write to string. Whatever objects you want to convert to string, simply this is the trick. Suppose I had a number, say 12. This is how I can convert the 12 to a string because this is an integer. In a very similar manner, this was an object. I converted it to string like this. Okay, now let's have a quick run and see what we get in the form of an output.
I have one question. We have added the current row, that is good. We need the name column. That is, what about item? What it is? What
item represents the column object.
Column, okay.
School subject is an item, science is an item, maths is an item. You just saw that in the PPT. Here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Science is an item, maths is an item, English is an item. Okay, that is what. Now
you have already given the column name, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've given it, but it is an item. See, my name is Shobarno, but I'm a person, right? Similarly, the name is name, the column name is name, but it's actually an item. That is what. I'm a person, my name is Shobarno. This column is an item, its name is science.
Okay.
Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. See in the output, did we get all those, right? We are getting the names, right?
Yeah.
Yes, similarly, we can do for others as well. Let's try to put some other write lines. I don't want to complicate things by doing it in a single write line now. Let's try to make it a city. Let's try to make it a, what else? What was the other one? I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, phone.
Number.
Yeah. See this, what goes on? Oh, I pressed on debug or I didn't. No. Okay, great.
If everything wants to be in one write line, we can add comma and we can include there, right?
Yeah, great. I mean, yeah, if you can try that on your own once, we can always concatenate strings, right? And we can do it in one line. So there comes the string manipulation. I think it will be covered in the later sessions. No worries. But yeah, just to make things simple, I'm just showing you with 3 different. See, it'll come in that order. Joe LA 1 2 3 4, John FL 1 2 3 5, Bob NY 1 2 3 6. Getting the point, right? Getting the point. Great. Great.
Shovarna, sorry for disturbing. So probably someone has just messaged one point. So they're asking, can you please come again about write line statement, please?
Oh, okay. In very simple terms, if you simply drag this guy in, okay, just as the other thing was expecting some inputs, this also expects an input. How? Just go to the properties. Okay. Oh, I think, okay, this property is not being visible here because why? Because it only has one item. Okay. So this is only expecting something from us. It is not returning anything. It is returning, but it's not like that we can collect the return. Okay. It is simply logging something, whatever we are passing there. So imagine this as a whiteboard and say that suppose a professor is teaching you. Suppose you ask the professor, please write apple for me. I don't know how to write apple. What the professor will do, the professor will directly go to the whiteboard and write apple, right, with the help of a chalk or a whatever it is, marker, whatever you can. I can just figure that out. Just in the same way, I'm asking this particular activity, help me print this out for me. Help me print this out for me. Just I'm moving this up so that it doesn't run in the loop. I hope we are clear with the loop concept. So for now, I'll be deleting this once or maybe commenting this out. No worries. Yeah, but simply I have used a write line and I did this. I asked the write line to print out apple for me or to write it in a whiteboard. And if I run it, okay,
can we say that write line? Can we say that write line is used to just display some message or any text?
Exactly. That is what. Only that. No other thing. Nothing is involved. Only displaying. So you're getting the point, right? It is not exactly returning anything to us, but it is simply displaying things for us so that we can see the data. See, we got it right. We got the apple. Is that clear? Yeah, please go ahead.
What is the use of data row in add data row sequence?
This one, right? Yeah. I can also show you that. No worries. I was just, trying to make things simple, but okay. There is one activity called multi-assign. Okay, let me use that now. I was using assign so far, right? Each assigns one by one. What multi-assign does is we can add as many assign statements as we want by clicking on the add button. Okay, and we can again remove this if it's not needed. So, okay. In order to use this, let's try to use an object known as data row. Okay, so how do we do that? In order to do that, we have to first come to the variable portion and say give it a name, because see, the main idea behind add data row is we are ultimately adding a data row, right? It is a data row that we are adding to the data table. Okay, so how do we do that? So let's name this as a var new dt row, like that. It's a new data row. Okay, and now we need to change this type because we need to make it to data row. System.data row. In case you don't find this here, come to browse for types. Okay, it opens up this search. What if you simply write data row? Okay, that also works, but sometimes so many things comes up. So in order to do better search, I would always recommend you, if you ever have a knowledge about like the starting, say that it is coming from data.data row. If you have that knowledge, then you can go ahead and directly use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That table.
Yeah. Sorry, just give me a minute. I think my screen is a bit frozen. Sorry for the, apologies for this, guys. I think my screen is a little frozen.
Yeah, no problem, Soborna. So you can just carry on to just save the screen or do this modification for this particular screen. And meanwhile, we can take the questions from the people. And
yeah,
I
please
have,
go ahead and do this. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think two people had raised their hand, but it's not showing now.
Okay.
So if anyone, if you has any question, please ask.
I have one question. So you have showed us what while you have ran some Excel activities, right? So you make sure that your Excel is opened.
Yeah.
How I got that because I little confused there because when you used the workbook activities, you have closed your Excel. That is fine. But when you have your Excel activities running, you just opened in the same as usual.
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
anything
Okay, no worries. I think if I understood your question correctly, you are asking like when I was performing the Excel application scope, then I kept it open the entire time. Is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, there is no reason for that. The only reason I kept it open is to show you that even if you have the file open in front of you, you will have, the code is gonna have no effect. It's not going to fail. Just like it was failing here, right? We kept it open and it was failing. That will not fail.
Okay, because when I tried that, it shows that you need to close Excel. That's
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell me the version of your UiPath?
Give me a minute.
Go to home. Just go to home and check it here. For me,
Yeah,
it's 2023. Yeah.
1 second, I'll just check.
Sure. No worries. Okay. Meanwhile, let me.
I think Divakar has raised his hand. Divakar, do you have any query?
Okay.
You can unmute.
Yeah.
No, I will do it later.
Okay, fine. So yeah, to the we created a variable now. This is of type data row. So you got it right. It comes from system.data.data row. So as soon as you create the variable, the next thing is we need to add stuffs there. Sorry guys, just give me a minute. My mouse is acting a little weird. Just give me a minute. I think something is wrong with my keyboard. Sorry, I think with my mouse. Just give me a minute. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah,
but
you can try to disconnect your mouse and connect.
No, but that is also not working. I just tried that. Not sure.
So one, I think there may be a click issue.
Yeah, I think for some reason the click is stuck, and
yeah, that's why I'm telling that's a click issue. Sorry.
Actually, I just tried to disconnect the mouse and try, but it's still not working. I'm not sure why. Can't get it back for some reason.
Press the escape button and just check.
Is it working? No, I don't think so. Okay, this is a disaster. My God.
Are you able to use the keyboard?
Actually, the keyboard is also not working as per expectations. Whenever say I'm trying to, type the tab key, right? It's not going anywhere, or Even Alt tab is not working. Let me check. For some reason, this click is stuck actually.
Restart the system once.
I think UiPath is not performing well.
No, it's not about UiPath. It's about the system. Yeah.
You can restart the system.
Sometimes I also face this issue.
Yeah, I know, guys. I mean, this is really something bad. I didn't really want this to happen, but let me close UiPath itself once, right? Or
yeah, you try to I think restart the UiPath.
Just
first save the file, otherwise all data will be lost.
no worries, no worries. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it may happen because of the weightage of the software. Basically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, it's really disappointing, right? Okay.
Big
With
disappointment.
me, this happened when I wrote a incorrect statement. So I thought that might be it is because of that.
Okay. How it is working, but for some reason, right click working.
Manager opening?
Task manager, I don't think so. No, that is.
Task manager should open by following the steps.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Vivekananda
Just one
does.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, from here, just end your UiPath. Let's see. Meanwhile, if anyone has any question, you can ask.
Yeah, guys, I'm really sorry about this. Sincere apologies, but yeah.
I have another question too. If I want to import sheet 1 data to sheet 2, do I need to use arguments, or without argument we can do using Excel activities?
We can do that using Excel activities. I was about to show you that, but things are starting to go on haywire.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really. Yeah. Sorry, please go ahead. Yeah.
One question I have also, sometimes we have a copy from one Excel, like one Excel merger file. Two or three merge file have copy separately. So how can the automation have work on this? Can you tell me?
Okay, if I understood your question correctly, you're saying that you have, data on different sheets, is it?
No. As a same sheet, there is a some time, salary, and place. Okay, but at the same place like Kolkata have 30 employee, and I have a merger file in the last column. That once I write Kolkata. Okay, now I differentiate 15 employee and Excel sheet. How to broke this or copy this data?
Okay, see, like just to give you a basic idea on that, if you're trying to create a new item like that, just to give you an idea and an overview here. So if you're trying to create an item like that, the best way to do that would be since this is a little bit of an advanced topic, okay, simply writing things in a data table and go adding the columns is not going to work. Since we have just 1 minute, yes. Yeah, so since it is like considering the merge here, right, means we need to do the merge here, correct? As you were saying, you need to do some data you need to show separately and some in a merged format. That is what you're saying, right?
I have a data on a merge
on a merge.
Yeah. Merge.
The sales are merged, right? Yeah,
I need a copy to separate.
Got it. Basically you want to unmerge those. Basically, suppose it is say merged across.
Yeah,
you want to
when I am separating in data, that is means firstly I go to the that merge file, I unmerge, and then after I select all of those things and copy, and again I merge. That is a lots of problem.
No, correct. I do get it. So
So
that is what I was saying. Yeah, I can understand. So I just wanted to clarify your question. Sorry, just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I get it. So the thing is, in order to achieve that, it's a little bit of an advanced concept. Okay. So, I mean, if you go and search in the Excel here, right? Suppose I type Excel here. Okay. Why am I not able to see the classic? Because it is not checked. Now I check it again. Is this here? So under the classic, if you go through the activities, you can see that there is no such activity at this point, okay, which is going to help you to unmerge the data from a merged cell. Okay, so for example, if you have in your Excel, say 3 or 4 columns, or say multiple columns merged into single, you cannot unmerge them. So 2 ways to do it as of now, since you are seeing the classical approach. Either you can write a VB script, which is an invoke VBA. So programmatically think about this. If you can write something from a VB where it actually helps you to get that operation, that is one way to do it. Okay. And there is another way of doing it is using an invoke code activity. I mean, these are advanced topics. Okay. I really don't want to confuse the audience, but yeah, these are the 2 ways where we can write some piece of code, because currently we don't have that activity available in UiPath where you can directly unmerge it.
okay, and that, yeah, and directly I have 30 merge. I need only 15 copy, and rest of 15 have still there. I want this.
Okay,
kind of
Diwakar, let me tell you one thing. So these kind of things are sometimes, pointing to real-time cases, right? So with the interest of everyone's time, if we now discuss that, it will take, it will take some more time. Yeah. So what we can do is, maybe what you can do, this is the best way. Please connect me in LinkedIn whenever it's possible for you. I can present you a solution for that. It is actually achievable in multiple ways. So as I was telling you, there is one invoke VBA. There is another one way where we can write a .NET code as well. Okay, so many approaches are there, because directly with activities, it's currently not achievable with whatever we have. But yeah, there are some ways with which we can achieve it. But yeah, let's talk about that offline. Okay, because currently, with the interest of everyone's time, we are actually running a little late. Is that okay?
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, not okay.
Yeah. Okay, I was telling you the data row, right? So, okay, I just created a new variable at that point. It is new data row. Okay. So this variable, I assigned it here. And what do I initialize it with? I do it like this. I use the data table, and then I do dot new row. This is how, okay? I did the initialization of this. Now I want to add some values to it. How do I do it? So how did I do it here? I simply did it with the help of an array, right? Same way, I want to do it like this here. Say it's like var new dt row dot item. Okay, and let me add a name. So what is the name that I want to add? It is item. Again, as I told you, right? Item represents what? A column. So I want to write a name to that column. I want to give a name to that column. So what is the name that we were using? I think we're using name, school, and city, right? Or something like that. Yes. I'm forgetting it, guys. What was that? Name, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just do it like this, and let me put a name. Let me put a name, say Jake. And similarly, I will copy this and put it here. And in the, like name we did, now we'll go for city. And let me put something, whatever it is, right? Just like that. And then similarly, I will do the same for this as well, which is, what is the other one? The phone, right? Yeah. Make sure the spellings are okay. And for the phone, this time, let me type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, this is not a string. This is an integer. Okay. Let's see what happens. So we assigned this new data row, right? And give it some values. And as I told you earlier, this is of no use. We have to remove this. And instead, we directly have to use this one. Okay. And here I will directly type var new dt row. That's it. That's it.
Okay. So data row is similar, like when you have to add specific in a specific row.
Correct. Not in specific row. It's the same thing, but it's just that it gives you the flexibility to define any type of variable any type of value that you want in a specific row. Here I did 2 strings and 1 integer, and in array row, it was not allowing me to do that. Okay. Getting the point, right?
Yeah. And we can't use data row and array row simultaneously. That is.
No, we can't use that simultaneously. That is not allowed.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Just to run it in debug mode once. Sorry, guys. We are running a little bit of late. I'm really apologizing for that. It's just because of the sudden mouse issue. But yeah.
We can do this way, right? If we have, let's say, 4 strings and only 1 numeric, so 4 strings we can use the array row and add, and then update it the same row with the last column with the numeric value.
Yeah, I mean, that is possible, but the problem is, like whenever you try to go with one approach, right, it's like generally not recommended to use multiple, because suppose sometimes what happens is there is a integer type which is strictly needed, right? Suppose there is an ID or there is some kind of a say unique generated number. That approach is generally not recommended from the best practices perspective, because if you are using one approach, I would always suggest you to stick to that. It not only, I mean, helps you being, write a modular code, but also helps other developers to understand, in a real easy manner that what you're exactly trying to implement. Okay. So always try to stick to one of the approaches. Yeah. So you get it? We added the J here, right? J, YTR, and this number. Same thing, right? You got the difference, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys, for that. Let's see. Just one quick thing before we conclude this. We can also do filter out there with the help of this one, filter data table. Okay. How this can help us in filter? We have to first specify the data table. Okay. So this is the one that we're going to use for filtering. Then we can go to configure filter and we can use what we want to filter. So I mean, we can now, decide, say what I want to do is I want to use this same Excel and I want to use the same set of data. Let's say I want to keep only those rows where the phone number, I'm just giving an example. You can just try around with this. The phone number is less than 1236. I just want to do that. That's it. Okay. Let me have a quick try. So I will select this keep one because I want to keep those rows, okay, which are less than 1236. I don't want to remove them. So that's why keep is the option. And I'll simply put the column name here, which is phone. Sorry, phone. And I'm going to use the less than operator because I'm comparing something. And what was the value? 1236. Okay, that's it. But say along with that, I close the Excel file. I'm sorry. Yeah. Just imagine that I want only the name and the city. I don't want to see the phones. Okay. So basically, if I do that, what is the output expected? It will only show these two, right? Because these two are, this entire thing will be selected because the phone numbers are not in that range. These two phone numbers are less than 1236, but these are not. So this is going to be the return. And then I can only see these two because I am filtering out a column as well. How do I do that? So this is filter rows. I will go to output columns, just a tab beside. And then I want to remove a specific column, right? So I can do both, keep and remove, but see which is easier. I want to keep 2 rows and I want to remove 1 column. So I'm obviously going to go with this one, right? This remove 1 single column. Which one is easier? So that one. So remove, and I'll simply give the column name, which is phone. So let me give that phone. Okay, and this will in return give me a filtered data table. So let me use the same variable. Okay, what will happen? It will just simply replace the stuff. Getting it? It is going to replace the stuff. So let's see this in action once. Okay, so yeah, let's check this. So the expectation is only the first 2 rows, right, where the phone number was less, and we should not be able to see the phone number. Okay, it's stuck here. It's paused here. Now let's check this. See, did we get the one which we are expecting? Did we get it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is how we do filter data table. Okay, we can also do remove for rows. we don't want to include the rows. Okay, we like whatever check we are doing, we can also remove certain rows from there. Okay, that is something that we can also do. So with the interest of time, guys, I really don't want to make this long, but just keep in mind as of now that these are the operations possible for rows and columns. And I would request you to try this on your own. Just explore this as I'm showing you. Okay, this is just to help you get started. And anything, any problem that you face, you can again reach out to me in my LinkedIn or however way you want. Yeah, I think LinkedIn would be the best because that is like the area where it is most visible. You can easily get access to the profile for a request and all those things, right? So we can directly have a chat there any way you want. Okay, so yeah, with that, let me conclude this. These are all some of the basic components that we have seen that we can do with the help of Excel automation. Data table is really very powerful, right? Without using the reference of a file which is continuously use, which is going to continuously use CPU, right? Without doing that, we can do so many things just by referring to something in the memory, which is a variable. We can do even more. There are so many things. I would request you to explore. This is just to help you get started. Okay, so before, yeah, that's it from the data tables perspective.
And also a reminder, like, sorry to interrupt. So I think on Monday we have our next session on PDF automation. So that is also a very important, but right. Like, so I will request everyone, please join on Monday also, because PDF automation, I think for almost every project we use PDF. So that will be a very important topic. So like, please join on Monday also. Yeah. So one, you can continue.
Yeah. Sorry, no. Yeah, actually, thanks for mentioning that, Vivek. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay, that's enough for today. Please try out, as I said. Okay, please, go through the things, explore, and if in any point you are stuck, please reach out to me. Okay, someone was asking me that question, right? How do I do it with the merged ones? We will discuss. Please reach out to me. We will definitely discuss. Let's take that offline because it will take otherwise a lot of time to go through the ideas and all. Okay, yeah. Okay, any other questions, guys, before we start the quizzes?
Yes, can you share the studio screen first?
Sorry, and can you repeat? Are you asking this?
Yes. In multiple assign, you written first in variable new DT and in equal to DT table dot new row. And in the next line, you write where new DT column name and put the name in J.
Yeah.
So is it like is multiple line assign in other coding language where we use this type of syntax to assign value? Is this the same thing, right?
No, see, actually it depends on with which you compare this to. So basically, since this entire thing is built on C#, right? So
yes, I also talking about C#.
Okay. Yeah. So whatever you're saying is right. Correct. That is how it works.
Means if I remove the first line, means where new DT, then it will not work.
No, it will not work because these will not be recognized. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. That is what exactly you're right. You can relate it like that. Yes. Good. Yeah.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Since array takes homogeneous data, so if I give my phone number in string, as all other values are in string, so in Excel, it will store as a string or as an integer?
It will store as a string. So currently you can see in that same Excel that we were seeing during the demo, these are like the type of numbers, right? It is kind of like right aligned, right? Whenever you see this, you get that understanding. But it is gonna, if we were to use that array row, right? It would have directly placed a string here and this number would have been left aligned.
Okay. So for integer, I have to use the data row then.
Correct. You have to use the data row. That is what I said. That is the major difference. We can use whatever data type we want depending on our requirement. That is a very powerful thing that data row supports. But for array row, if you simply want to end it first, it's going to be the same data type throughout. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. Okay, guys. So we're good to move with the quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
please go ahead. Okay, it's on your screen. So, either you can scan or
Yeah, in chat I am also sharing the URL and code.
Yep. Perfect. So if that is taken care of, let me go ahead and start it, right? I mean, not start. I mean, first let them join.
Once you join the URL, please give a thumbs up so that we know.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
correct. Then I can go ahead and directly start this.
Yeah, I have shared a code. And
okay.
And all, please log in with your name.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe Vivek, you can just help me out here. Like once things are ready, like if you can give me a go ahead, I'll just start
Yeah,
it. Okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's 24. I think it will
Sure.
reach till 27, 28. All
Sure,
I will
sure.
request, please join.
Yeah.
If you face an issue while joining, you can tell us.
Yeah.
If it reaches 25, then we will start. I think we can start. Yeah.
We can start. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Press enter to start the quiz. Let me do this. Okay. Here we are. Okay, guys.
Guys, please give the answer as quick as possible.
Yeah. And all the best.
All the very best.
Yeah.
What is the data table exactly? Oh, so fast.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. To those guys who have made it wrong, you know why this is not a file storage, right? Getting back to the PPT again. See, it's a virtual or a programmatic representation of an Excel. It's representing an Excel. It's a data structure for storing the data, and we can do programmatic manipulation. So basically it is one kind of a variable, right? So that is why it is not a file storage. File storage is like my hard disk where I can keep my files. Good. No, not a server. That's no vote. It's a software. Like, no, it's not a software because we are using this virtually to consume memory, right? We are trying to reference a memory address. We can't compare a memory address with a software, right? Software consumes a memory address, but it alone has its own difference. This Excel is a standalone software, but data table is not a standalone software. Are you getting the point? To whoever has made it incorrect. Okay, data structure was the correct answer. Good. Going to the next one.
Let's see who is the
Yeah.
leader.
Sorry, you wanted to show the leaderboard? Oh man, I'm
okay,
sorry.
you skip. No problem.
Sorry,
no
yeah,
problem.
I did it at the end. Sorry.
Okay, we'll see it now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that was one kind of a surprise, huh? Shall I start then? Go ahead.
Yeah, start.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, question 2 has come up. Under which package are the Excel activities available? Time's up.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, everyone is good. Awesome.
Brilliant. Going to the next one. Okay, so I'm about to start this then, huh? There we go.
No, but before starting the 4-1, please, we'll see the leaderboard, okay?
Okay, fine.
After the third, we'll
sure.
see the leaderboard. Yeah.
But Vivek, actually, to see the leaderboard now, I have to go back to the slide again because I didn't put the leaderboard after every point. Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay, guys, which activity is used to delete a specific range?
Great. You guys are listening. To whoever has made this mistake, right? Yeah, just to let you know, it's not insert delete rows because it will simply delete the entire row. Nothing will be left. Delete content. See, delete content. We are talking about a single content. It's not contents, right? Tricky. It's not contents. It's not all. Range means a series of contents. But yeah, delete table, not at all, right? We're not deleting the entire table. We're not deleting the entire table. We are simply using specific range. And this is what, okay? And another thing, which activity, okay? These are not activities. That is the major thing. Delete content and delete table is not an activity in UiPath. Okay. Getting the point, right? So, yeah. Sorry, someone is saying something? Or shall I move to the next one?
No, proceed for the next one.
Yeah,
okay.
Proceed, yeah.
Great.
Question 4.
Okay, I am entering to start.
Can you iterate through a data table using for each row?
Okay, I do apologize for this question. I'm sorry. Don't worry if you get it wrong. Okay, I'll tell you. Don't worry. Sorry, actually, we ran ahead of time, right? I had an intention to show you this, but no worries. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I really apologize for this. So Vivek, maybe you can suggest what to do for this one, because I had a plan to show this, but then all the issues came up and it got a little late. So yeah. Okay.
No problem. I think in every quiz we have a like advanced question, so take it like
no,
that.
this
So.
is not an advanced question. Actually, this was a very simple one, but I didn't show them that. So this is unfair. Okay. Yeah. Anyways.
But we can't decide, like it will be like auto decided by when.
Correct.
Okay, we apologize from our end.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last question.
Yeah. This you should be able to answer, right? Yeah.
What can you do?
I really apologize for the previous question, guys. I had a plan to show you that, but somehow I missed it because of these issues. Yeah. Wow, great. Keep and remove. I just showed you this, right? Under the activities, this is what we were doing. I just removed it, but yeah, here it is. Yeah. See, keep and remove, right? So good job to those who got it. For not those who didn't get it, no worries. You again saw it. It's only keep and remove that we can do with the filter wizard. Okay. Great. So going to the leaderboard now.
Yeah, let's
excited to see the leader.
Yeah.
Who is the winner? Okay.
Wow, brilliant. Arijit, congratulations. One more time. Great.
Arijit, you send us your email ID in chat, okay?
Yeah.
And many congratulations.
Many congratulations. So yeah, with that, we are actually done. Just a Q&A is also there, but yeah, if you want to discuss anything, guys, now the window is up to you. Okay. Just let me know if there is anything that you want to discuss, anything that got missed during the presentation that you want to talk about now.
So answer for that question 4, which we missed, will be yes or no.
Okay, yeah, that should be no. Okay, yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Actually, that's my bad. I actually had a plan to show you guys. So just imagine, okay, let me delete the filter and let me bring this for each row. This is the activity, right? We were displaying items then, correct? So let me put the same data table and let me try to update a value of a data table here. How do we do this? I will simply bring an assign statement. I have the current row, right? And I refer to the column how by putting a dot and then an item. And then inside double quotes, I put the name of the column. Say I want to update the name. I mean the name value of the current row it is pointing to, and I want to update the name to say my name. This is going to happen for the very first row, right? I simply want to do this, and let me do this for all the rows. This is my intention. So I'm expecting all of this would be converted to Shoborno. Okay. Now let me run this. I think, no, I'm sorry. I may have made a mistake. This should work, but let me see. This should work. Sorry. I think this is not the one that I was saying. Just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. . By updating, removing, I meant to remove a row or to add a new row, guys. Okay, not to update existing rows. That was the question. So let me check. Sorry, I think this is not the one that I was saying. Yeah, this would work. This would work. This would work. Sorry, this is not what I meant. What I meant was, okay, okay, why this didn't get updated? Because at the end we didn't do the right line. Okay, it was there only with the data table. But yeah, this is not what I meant. So what I meant was, suppose while the loop is running, okay, this is running for each and every row. Say I want to, for a specific row, say if the name is John, okay, if this is the case, if the name is John, I want to delete this row. I don't want to keep this anymore. Okay, so how do I do this? Let me bring in an if statement. It helps us to give conditions. So here, let me type if the current row dot, I mean referring to that row, this particular column, which is name, and converting it to string, and then checking the equality, dot equals, this method helps us to do that. And then if I'm typing John, so what will it do? It will see whether for a specific row, if the name is John, then simply delete it. So there is a remove data row. Okay, this one. I'll bring this up, and it expects like 3 things. So yeah, row index, like we don't need to give because we can directly provide the row. We are having this here. Okay, no need to provide the row index here. So current row, and then we can simply use the DT table. So what do we expect at the end? We will have a final data table where it will not have this row, but it will have this followed by this. So let's see if that works. Let's simply run this file. Okay, let's see, compiling, good. Oh, the file is open, my bad, it will fail. I just closed it quickly as possible. See, we got an error, right? Collection was modified. Enumeration operation might not execute. Invalid operation exception. We can't do this. We can't modify any content of a data table when we are doing for each row. That was the question. So while we are looping through the items in a data table, we cannot modify its contents like this. We cannot remove something completely. We cannot add a new item completely. Even if I would have done add data row, the way we would have done, the way we did earlier, that would like this is the one I'm talking about. If we would have done the same thing, if I would have tried to add something, that would have also not worked. We cannot modify the collection entirely. But the one which I was doing, it was modifying the existing contents without adding a new object or removing a new object entirely. By object, I mean the row, which is considered as an object. Are you getting the point? I mean, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that is why the answer was no, but this is really my mistake. I thought of covering this, but some issues that happened, unfortunately, right? That is why, yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. If we have modern modern type activities, then why we use classic activities?
Yeah, so the overall intention of this program was to help you get started and get comfortable with the classical approach. We also have moderns, that is for sure, but sometimes what happens is still in some organizations, in some infrastructures, modern activities are not being fully used. There are some cases where currently what is this? Like if you go to home and if you go and check the studio version, it's 2023.4.0, correct? But there are some organizations which sometimes uses way backdated versions to give compatibility with some older versions of applications. Okay, so sometimes they don't use the latest one, or even they're not using 2022.10.12, which does support modern, and even some some versions which are a little bit away than that as well, say 2022.10.10 as well, but they are say mostly stuck with 2022.4.4 or even once lesser. Okay, sometimes some clients uses on premises as well. These are like connected to cloud, but some organizations consider on premises as well.
Yes,
but then you will not get a proper support, and that is the reason so that you guys can really start this comfortably. That is the intention of this session, to help you get started. And this is something that will, get with the flow as you go on with the class again, right? You're getting it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. But yeah, that was a good question. I liked it. Okay. Any other questions? Any discussions that you want to make?
Oh, I think there is no question.
So yeah. Okay, with that.
So Varna and Vivekananda, so one thing from my side. So the team is here till now, so they are very much comfortable with these learnings, I believe. Okay, and they are honestly learning these things properly. So one tips and tricks we will be sharing every day. So and for today's tip, so Sovarno probably missed it, but he knows it very well. The thing is, so Sovarno mentioned two things, right? So if we want to read Excel file, so we can go with read range activity, that is from the file explorer activities, and we can again go with Excel application scope. But the path breaker thing is that, so if you don't have Excel installed in your system, though you can also use read range activity to read any Excel
workbook activity.
Yes, workbook activity, you can use that.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, awesome, Apurvo. Great one.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks.
Most welcome. Any question on this one? Anyone? Any doubt or something?
In workbook activity, we have to close the file, right?
Yes, correct.
But in Excel, it doesn't matter, it's open or closed.
Correct.
Yeah, I think then let's conclude the session if no one has any other questions.
Yeah, because these guys are like waiting to have dinner, so I think.
Yeah, it's already 10.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Soborno, for providing us this awesome session. I hope everyone enjoyed this amazing session and like got a great knowledge of Excel automation. I think you covered almost everything, not the advanced one, but you covered all the queries and everything. So thank you so much. And also for all the attendees, thank you so much for attending. I think this means a lot. So I will request you, like, you attend the series for the next sessions also. It will be like very good for you. So yeah, I think let's conclude for today and let's meet next week. And thank you so much. Good night and have a happy weekend. And also I would like to thank Apurvo also because he shared many things in chat and also here. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great that you gave that love reaction. Huh? Great.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah.